Bickley and Marotta. Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
So, what do you get when you put the sorry Suns, a stale NCAA tournament, and a hugely disappointing ASU season all together in a blender? You get arguably the worst season of basketball we have ever seen in the Valley. Even further, the Suns are the worst kind of team, the kind that will not let you close the door, that commands your attention because of their proximity to the play-in tournament, a team whose cruelest tease of all is that no failure is final, no matter how hard they fall. Now, it feels like that the Kevin Durant era could end the same way it began, with a sprained ankle. And in between, a record amount of dollars were spent on an era that produced one playoff series victory while depleting all the draft capital and plunging the team into salary cap hell. And whatever uprising we felt during that four-game winning streak was nothing more than fool's gold. And yet, the Suns might only need a few victories to back into the 10th seed, meaning we are chained to this team and this story until the bitter end. It kind of feels like we're in a toxic relationship with a partner who will never change no matter how much we try to see the good side, because we have learned something else this year that we have always known. In Arizona, we just can't quit the Phoenix Suns.
You know, a couple days ago, we'd won 4 games in a row, so we got to find a way to get back to that. You know, this league, you're going to get another game. But, you know, tonight, not good. So, but we got to find a way to flip it and be better.
I would have loved it if he would have said, tonight, not good.
That would have been funny, wouldn't it have been? So listen, you never know what you're going to get in the NBA. We talked about the Mavericks losing to the Brooklyn Nets just when they were fighting so hard. They had a 10-point lead and choked it away. They missed 12 free throws in a game.
Did you see that Nets lineup, by the way? D'Angelo Russell, Jalen Wilson, Keon Johnson, Nick Claxton, Zaire Williams. Those were the starters. Trendon Watford, Drew Timmy. Tyrese Martin, Maxwell Lewis, and Derek Whitehead.
Yeah.
That's who beat the Mavericks.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis he could have killed, he could have destroyed Drew Timmy, but he was shooting 18-footers. The point is, if the Mavericks can lose to the Nets, who knows if any of these teams are capable of winning any of these games. It's the truth. And so
if everybody loses out, the Suns won't make it.
The Suns won't make it. It's just really, doesn't it feel like a nightmare that just will not end?
Yes, and your line to tie a bow on the blast today, you just can't quit the Phoenix Suns. It's true because of all of these factors, but my thinking has shifted, Bick.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time not long ago where I thought this team, as constructed, not making the play-in, would be a failure. A total failure. Now I think this team, as currently constructed, making the play-in, would be a total failure. So it doesn't really matter.
I agree with that.
And in reading the story they referenced that's on The Ringer, Logan Murdoch wrote the story about the Suns and where they are right now and the disappointment and kind of shadowed Burns and Gambo. And Burns, got a quote in there that says, yeah, they're basically paraphrasing. Looks good now, but it could all change by Tuesday. And it has.
Good now.
It did.
Yeah, right.
It absolutely went from the high point of the second half of the season, certainly, to the lowest point of the second half of the season.
Just think what this team has done to Suns fans, that them still being in it is torturous rather than joyful.
That's right.
Like finding out that the Kings and Mavs lost yesterday and being like, oh my goodness, I guess that means the Suns are still in it and they're still alive.
Like
that's almost like torturous rather than joyful.
Those teams can't end the misery.
Right. And it's interesting because Burns and Gambo had a really good conversation about this, riffing on the headline that was over Doug Haller's piece in The Athletic, and that is, the only question remains for the Phoenix Suns after this loss to the Rockets, do these guys even care? And Gambo's point, and I agree with him, was they do care until they get punched in the face. The carrying just doesn't last because there's no toughness on this basketball team.
Yeah, because when you get punched in the face, you're like, oh, here we go again.
Here we go again. And then everything breaks apart. So instead of finding it, instead of embracing the fight and all that, this team, that's their fatal flaw. Zero toughness. Very bad defense, but we've seen they can get over that. It's the toughness issue that they can't get over. For proof, that Rockets game. That Rockets game is one of any number of inexplicable, inexcusable efforts and outcomes, especially when you see the way the Lakers just handled the Rockets. Lakers got as physical with the Rockets as the Rockets were. They played patient, they played calm, and they beat the Rockets, a team that was pretty hot.
You know what I want to see tonight now after we talk to Dan Marley? I want to see a fight.
Yeah,
Between who, though?
Colin Gillespie and Giannis.
No.
Oh, no.
Come on. Stay in the same weight class.
Well, listen, no. Dante DiVincenzo is being hailed by his teammates for the toughness he showed in that fight when didn't have nearly the size of any of those dudes. Whatever.
He's being lauded by his teammates for having that pumpkin pie haircut. You pumpkin pie haircutted freak. Lloyd Christmas hair.
Yeah, so listen, so if the Suns go out and beat the Bucks tonight, now none of us anticipate that happening, but I didn't anticipate them losing by 50 or whatever it was to the Rockets.
It was only 39.
It was only 39.
I've told you a trillion times not to exaggerate.
They beat the Bucks, a week and a half ago?
Yeah, it was the highlight of the season. Vinny even called the one play.
Or a couple days ago, as Mike Budenholzer says. His concept of time is very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But
look, there's only 27 games left in the season. We got to really kick this into high gear.
But that's it. Like the Bucks are not the Celtics. I mean, they're not going into the game unbeatable.
No, they're playing terrible basketball themselves.
And it's also and they're not Houston or Minnesota that just seems to have the Suns number. So it's and the Knicks have a great record, but
Jalen Brunson isn't playing.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I don't want to I'm trying not to make a case for not losing total hope, but I don't know.
No, you're right. You're actually capturing what I'm feeling and what other people I think are feeling as well. That we've been burned so many times with these last gasps, including that 4-game winning streak where some of us went in hard, myself included.
Which is not like you.
Not like me. But I was like, wow.
You got duped. You got hoodwinked.
Because I'm a rube. Because I'm a hump.
Maybe a rube, but not a hump.
If there's a saving grace for Suns fans, Yankees Diamondbacks is on at the same time.
Ooh, thank God.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.